And good Thursday morning. Welcome to episode 40 of the Inside Drive podcast. Excited to have Arnold offensive line coach and now Arnold girls flag football head coach Chris Esch on the show with us today. Before we dive into some topics about girls flag football, got to mention Juices and Sunsets, one of our new sponsors. I got the watermelon waves here today. That's watermelon, pineapple, orange, apple, kiwi, lemon, and the two most important ingredients, ginger and turmeric. You can check them out on Facebook. Just search Juice and Sunsets. And of course, you can go to their website to order juiceandsunsets.com. I had my son try the ginger shot yesterday. He was kind of hesitant, and then after he took it, he's like, I'm never going to take it again. I said, that ginger's so good for your gut, your energy, all that kind of stuff. So if you're looking to get a little more healthy in your life, check out Juice and Sunsets. Lots of different options, lots of good health stuff for you to get a little bit more energy and a little bit more gut health, because as we all know, your health starts in the gut, and Juice and Sunsets can certainly help you with that. And of course, Golf Plus, one of my favorite businesses here in Panama City Beach, not just because they're a sponsor of my show, but because Alan is such a good local businessman and knows his stuff about the game of golf. So if you want to improve your score, Golf Plus is the place to be in Northwest Florida with all the tools and expertise to help you. Their shop is filled with every golf brand you could possibly want. The repair shop, second to none. Fast tour van quality repairs every time. I can vouch for that for sure. Had some nice repair work done from Alan there in the shop. He's down at the PGA show right now, but the shop is still open. Golf Plus has been featured in both Golf and Golf Digest magazines as one of the top club fitters in the country. They can really help maximize your potential with their fitting simulator and fitting carts. Don't have time to play a real round of golf? Bad weather like we got coming up next week? You can book a round of golf on one of two of their simulators in the newly renovated golf shop. They're specialized in club fittings, retails, and of course, repair as well. But their retail shop has got every manufacturer you could possibly want. Shirts, hats, golf balls, whatever your golfing needs is. Golf Plus has it. They are located in the shops at Edgewater next to Firefly. You can give them a call at 850-249-2726, or you can visit them online at golfplusretail.com. You can also book your fittings and book your simulator time as well at their website. Now let's bring in Coach Chris Esch. Chris, thanks for coming on today. How are you doing?
Good, sir. I'm excited to be here.
Glad to have you. That is for certain. Real quick, before we dive into the girls' flag football stuff, do want to mention all of our local sports, the district tournaments that are going on now in soccer. But I'm going to start with the Gulf Coast men's and women's basketball team. After last night's loss, unfortunately, to Northwest Florida College, the number 4 team in all of JUCO. It was a well-contested game, but at the end of the game, Gulf Coast just got a little bit cold, ended up losing that one 96-89. They dropped to 13-3 on the season and 1-2 in conference play. Girls had a little bit better luck last night against Northwest Florida State College. They won that game 60-54. Their record now improves to 13-3, and same as the boys, 1-2 in the conference. Do want to mention all the district tournaments that we talked about on Tuesday. A lot of games happened on Tuesday. In the girls 5A District 2, the Arnold Marlins unfortunately took a loss there to Lincoln. Lincoln moves on to play Childs, who's the number 1 seed in the district tournament. That gets underway tonight. And then Mosley has their semifinal game as they had a first-round bye. They will be hosting Leon over there at Tommy Oliver Stadium. Obviously, the winner of those two games will move on to the district championship. On the boys' side of the 5A District 2, Arnold had a bye as the number 1 seed in the district, as they are one of the top teams in the country again. As I always mention, a good friend of the show, Coach Jonah Hammond, does a fantastic job with those boys, Arnold Marlins. They will take on Leon as Leon advanced against Mosley on the first, or with a 1-0 victory. Leon beat Mosley 1-0. So Leon will come to Gavlax Stadium coming up to tonight, 7 p.m. Get out there and watch some great soccer. On the other side of the 5A District 2 bracket is Childs and Lincoln. Winner of those two games will go on to play in the district championship, 5A District 2. Moving on to the 4A District 1 girls soccer tournament, you've got Bay High School in that one. They won their game on Tuesday 4-0 over Rickards. That earns them a game at Wakulla. Wakulla is the number 1 seed, had a first-round bye. And then West Florida beat Godby 8-0. I believe that is the mercy rule in soccer. They will go on to take We're going to go on to play Fort Walton Beach at Fort Walton Beach. That is, both of these games are 6 p.m. tonight. Winner of those two games will move on to the district championship. Again, that's the 4A District 1 championship in boys soccer. On the girls' side of things, I hate when ads pop up and then you accidentally click them. It's annoying. Anyway, getting back to that, Fort Walton Beach had the bye, number 1 seed. West Florida beat Rickards 3-2, so West Florida and Fort Walton Beach will be in the first semifinal. Bay boys beat Godby Tuesday night 4-0. They will take on Wakulla in the semifinals. Winner of those two games moves on to the district championship, the 4A District 1 championship. I try to cover all the major schools, not the major schools, but all the Bay County schools here that are playing in the district tournaments. On the District 3A District 1 tournament, South Walton had the bye. This is on the girls' side. Walton and Destin played to a 3-1 victory for Walton. South Walton will take on Walton, little Walton matchup there. Pensacola Catholic beat Pensacola 9-0. That makes, if it was 9-0, that means they scored 9 goals in the first half. And then Freeport eliminated Bozeman. Again, this is on the girls' side. So Pensacola Catholic will take on Freeport. South Walton and Walton, winner of those two games will move on to that championship. And then in the on the boys' side of things in the 3A District 1, South Walton had another bye. South Walton just seems to be getting a lot of byes in these tournaments. Walton played Freeport. Walton won that one 3-1. They will move on to play South Walton as well. So both on the boys and girls side, you've got South Walton and Walton playing in the semifinals. Destin beat Bozeman 6-0. Unfortunately, Bozeman's season will come to an end. And then Pensacola Catholic beat Pensacola 8-0. So you got Destin and Pensacola Catholic on one side, Walton and South Walton on the other side. Moving on to the 3A District 2, couple teams in this tournament from our local area. North Bay Haven was the number 1 seed on the, again, it's the boys' side of things. Good season there for the North Bay Haven Bucks on the boys' side of soccer. Gaston County beat Rutherford 4-1, so North Bay Haven will play Gaston County coming up to tomorrow night, Friday. And then Suwannee and Florida State High School, they both had byes. They will play each other at 7 p.m. Friday night as well on the other side of that bracket. And then last but not least, we've got the girls 3A District 2 championship. Florida State University High School had a bye into the semifinal match. Rutherford got the huge win yesterday against Gaston County, 3-2. So they will travel over to Florida State University High School to play in the District 3A District 2 semifinal match. And then North Bay Haven and Suwannee both had byes. So the girls will get underway tonight hosting Suwannee. North Bay Haven with an opportunity to move on to the district championship in both boys and girls soccer tonight, girls, tomorrow night, boys. And that kind of rounds out all your district tournaments. Some updates real quick on scores from Tuesday and Wednesday. We have a lot, obviously I mentioned a lot of them, but on the basketball side of things, Jay beat Chipley 54-42. That's girls basketball. Girls basketball, Bluntstown continues a very dominant season, moving to 16-2 after beating Holmes County 51-37. On girls basketball, Destin beat Arnold 42-22. I believe all the district tournaments will be coming out in the next few days or so, and I'll update everybody on the district tournaments. And then on girls basketball on Tuesday, Mosley beat Walton 73-34. Mosley moves to 11-8. And then some of the action from last night, again, just on the basketball side of things. Arnold beat Hearts Academy, moving to 13-6, 102-51. High-scoring game there for the Arnold Marlins. And then the South Walton girls basketball team beat Mosley 65-49. And I think we got some games coming up tonight as well on the basketball side of things that I'll mention. Coach, all right, I want to talk to you about some the new Arnold Marlins girls flag football team. First off, you're the O-line coach for the boys team, and now you're the head coach for the girls flag football team. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you into coaching football, and did you have a little bit of a playing career moving up to coaching as well?
So high school, originally played in Hartgrites, Texas.
The heart of high school football.
Yes. It was 5A football. You had everybody coming in and out. But the best thing about that got me into coaching was the men around it. My dad being deployed twice during my high school career. Just kind of the father figure aspect of it is what I kind of enjoy about it.
Awesome.
Now, playing career-wise, I've never played in college, but I did coach in college at Troy University as a graduate assistant with the special teams under Chip Lindsey.
Nice.
And I've been around high school athletics for 10 years now, with girls softball and football itself.
What got you here to Arnold?
Just a change of scenery. I was teaching in Alabama. I was 7-core subject teacher for my first year, right after COVID, and just looked for a different change. Florida would look like a good move to be at.
Absolutely, Florida certainly a great state to live in, no doubt about that. Your brother Austin coaches with you, yeah, obviously on the boys' side, but is also going to be helping you out with the girls' flag football team. How fun will that be able to do with your brother with this new sport and all that stuff?
I think of the dynamic of it. I got to coach him his senior year in high school. I was his offensive line coach at Daleville High School in Alabama. But I think it's the competitiveness. I think he's really trying to build that offensive role with us in flag, and I'm going to try to outsmart him on defense.
Nice.
So it's going to be brotherly action on it.
So not only your team trying to be competitive, but a little competition in between the coaching staff as well.
Yes, sir.
Why did you want to end up coaching girls flag football?
I think just the newness of it, the reteaching of me when it comes to understanding football a lot better. I think that with this being a huge sport, I thought it'd be fun to just jump into it right then and there.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of a little different scenery as well, regular football or tackle football, I guess we can call it, versus flag football. Two completely different things, and kind of being able to, quote unquote, learn the game a little differently than, you're certainly used to. With that being said, how would you describe your coaching philosophy and how it will differ between tackle and girls flag football?
So the intensity in tackle football, you got to harp fundamentals. And I think that's going to be the same thing moving over to the girls' side of this. But it's going to be about quickness and how fast you can get the ball out and just maneuverment. Absolutely. You got to be a lot more flexible in this game than hiding behind blockers and.
Yep, it's once you got the ball, it's just you out there, and you gotta make the plays. That's for sure. For sure. Tell us a little bit about the game itself, the game length. Blitzing. Is there a rush cone? Timeouts. How much different is it? What are some of the specifics with girls flag football that people may not know?
So you're going to be able to rush. You can send up to 2 blitzers essentially. But I think it's going to be about the coverages. There's handoff still in with running game. There's screen blocking, kind of like basketball. So the aspect of this is just trying to keep the girls safe because there is flags and contact. So if you do intentionally try to hit the girl, there's a flag for that.
Yep.
And I've had girls ask, "Can I tackle?" And I'm saying we're going to have to learn the rules on that. Especially teaching these young girls about this. I was talking to parents too, and I said the most things that girls know about football is Travis Kelce. So I was actually shocked when I actually started talking to some girls when they actually knew a lot more about football than I was give them credit for. So
probably a pleasant surprise there for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think football is such a it's obviously they say baseball is America's pastime, but the numbers numbers speak for it. Football, especially on the NFL side of things, is the biggest sport in America. There's no doubt about it. So, and all these things that are happening with the flag football, being a national sport, moving into college a little bit more. Obviously, the Olympics is a big part of it. So, on the just some questions because I'm curious myself. So, it's the same thing with like rec flag football or lower level flag football. The blockers, they can basically just get in a spot and screen. They can't move and block. Right? They have to stay still.
Shuffle your feet.
You have to
hands behind your back,
plant and be where you are. That's cool. That's what I assumed, but you never know. Every level is just a little bit different. Some of the rules, first downs. How many first downs and that kind of stuff are out there?
So essentially, you have a 20-yard play area for a first down. So in the field that it's divided up, it's still a 100-yard football field with 10-yard end zones.
Okay.
But it's an 80-yard football field.
Gotcha.
With 10-yard end zones, and then you got 20 yards.
So there's 3 opportunities for first downs.
There's 3 opportunities for first downs.
Because I know there's a lot of flag football where there's just one opportunity for a first down. So I think that's a little bit better for sure. More kind of any other specific rules out there that people may not know when it comes to flag football. Obviously, your goal is to pull the flag. Is it the flag where you're down, or is it the ball?
So they've, if you read the rule book that FHSA had put out, you can pull the flag, but if, let's say, your flag loses in contact, going for a ball or a catch or run while you're running before the ball's in the air, it's one-hand touch now.
Gotcha.
So they're very specific on the motion of the game, the characteristics of what qualifies as a down. You're not even allowed to punch for the football. So if you're trying to go for a normal fumble like you see in the NFL or
As soon as
college,
that ball hits the ground, the play's dead,
it's
right?
dead.
Cool.
It's very safe. I do know with this becoming a very progressive sport, with the Olympics getting into it in clubs sports in college, Guardian Cap has actually made headbands for it too now.
When we played some 7-on-7, and obviously you got the full Guardian Cap, but you see that one that's kind of like the Halo-ish one. So is that required for them to wear?
So it's not. The only thing that the girls actually have to wear is a mouthpiece.
Gotcha.
So a lot of my girls that are coming from soccer or basketball, they're going to have to get used to
running with a mouthpiece.
in. And it's those little things that you got to get kind of used to that they may not be used to. So at practice, we're going to wear mouthpieces. We're going to get used to flag pulling. There's going to be a lot of drills about flag pulling.
Yep. And people, that have maybe watched flag football on TV and stuff like that, I can personally say trying to pull flags is not an easy thing. I think it's almost harder than trying to tackle somebody because your timing has to be good, all that stuff. So that's, you're definitely going to have to work on that quite a bit. Some of my other questions with, in regards to the actual game itself, are there any no-run zones? I know that's a common thing for flag football. So maybe not in the high school level. Because I know some leagues, like if you're within 5 yards of a first down or 5 yards of a touchdown, you can't run the football.
Now, I haven't got far enough in the book of that, but I have seen rushing touchdowns. It's pretty much if you give the girl an opportunity, I think she's just going to scoot herself in.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of leagues have that no-run zone because really, if you just hand it off and somebody goes quick, you can get a touchdown pretty easily.
Now, I do know that the FHSA did model it after the NAIAs and some of the schools that are playing in Florida,
Gotcha.
for college-wise. So, like I said, again, like an aspect of something we got to get used to, and just being a little bit more polished up on the rules.
Now, is there a pass clock for the quarterbacks?
Now, from my understanding, if she's rushed, no.
Gotcha.
If she is not, then you got to get rid of the ball. It's like a shot clock in basketball or a possession rule.
Yeah, like 4 or 6, probably 6 seconds would be my guess.
Yes, sir.
So when they rush, can the quarterback then run?
Yes.
Cool. That's one I'm a big fan of.
A lot of sprint outs.
Yep, absolutely. A lot of rolls. You got to contain too when the quarterback can start running and all that stuff. How different are your offensive and defensive strategies going to be?
So when you go into as a football-minded coach, and that's what I was telling parents, we don't have to worry about the blocking. We don't have to worry about the schematics of a pulling guard or a blocking tackle. So the part about it is can we block the certain screen routes or quick game? So that's my understanding of it, is just get the ball out in a timely manner and try to make a running lane just to get down to the field. You get 4 attempts to get 20 yards. So,
and so you get 4 attempts between every first down.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Because I know there's like the NFL flag, which a lot of people have seen out there, like on either social media or TV. One of their weirdest rules to me is when there's just 1 first down, and when you're on the plus side of that first down, you only get 3 downs to try to get a touchdown, which made no sense to me. And I'm glad that is not carrying over into this particular stuff. You mentioned, some of these NAIAs and JUCOs here in Florida. What are some of the, universities here in our state that have been playing flag football and at a high level as well?
So at a really high level, Florida Gateway is actually something I've been watching and not necessarily modeling what we're going to do, but just learning the intensity of the game. They're in Lake City, Florida. They're a 2-year junior college.
Gotcha.
It is a scholarship sport there. We also have Kaiser and West Palm, NAIA, St. Thomas, and Weber International. And what we're actually hoping to see, because this became a scholarship sport in 2021, the estimation for the NCAA to catch up with this is 2028, along with the Olympics. So
sweet. You hear that, Gulf Coast? You could fit a flag football team on your baseball outfield. So or flag football field, excuse me. Let's try to get these girls some opportunity now that you're going to be having some homegrown flag football girls playing through high school. So maybe we'll see a Gulf Coast or somebody else locally do that in the future. Obviously, like you said, the NCAA has approved it and should be a fully sanctioned sport in 2028. So some exciting stuff on the girls' side of the game of football. Couple more questions for you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any quarterback prospects, or are you fully starting from scratch with all your players?
So when me and my brother got announced to do this, we actually took over about around October, and we got pushed into a playoff game. So we were actually kind of caught off guard by, has anybody ever played the sport? And Madison Humphrey, who's going to be one of our quarterbacks, we're actually glad that she has been able to play this sport before in South Florida. So the first thing we did was get her a football,
Nice.
so she could throw on the weekends with friends and just get used to doing that again.
How much are you going to lean on her for her previous flag football experience? Because obviously, no discredit to y'all. You've never, coached girls flag football before, coached during a game and stuff like that. She's got some experience. Obviously, you want your quarterback always to be a leader on the team and help out because they're out there in the huddle and all that stuff. So assuming you're kind of lean on her a little bit, as you guys progress through the season.
Oh, yes, sir. In just about any sport, and I've coached softball beforehand too, you lean on your pitchers and your catchers.
Yep.
Especially when it comes up to batters, the way that they're standing, they know what they're looking at. So with Madison, we're hoping that she brings a little bit more knowledge to this game to help us advance faster throughout the weeks.
Absolutely. What are some of the other local schools that y'all will be playing that now have? I know some of our surrounding counties have had some teams for 2 or 3 years now. But what does your schedule kind of look like for coming up with your season coming up here? Which starts early February?
Yeah, so we actually start February 16th with an away game to South Walton. In the county, they approved for us, for Arnold, Rutherford, Mosley, and Bay to have a flag football team for this year.
So four Bay County schools.
4 Bay County
That's
schools.
Awesome. Very cool.
I do know that Destin's had a program for a little while. Choctaw obviously has one of the growing sports for it. I think when we went to a softball game there last year, they had at least 40 to 50 girls out there playing.
Wow.
So everybody else around us has been playing for a little while. Tallahassee school districts that we actually got pushed into as a district with Wakulla, Godby, Rickards, and Bay. So they'll be a little bit more experienced than us, but I think we'll be able to catch up faster. So.
Is there a mandated number of coaches, number of players that you can have on your roster, et cetera?
So FHSA put in the rule books. I think because of the field being condensed by both sidelines and requirements, you're allowed to carry 25 girls on your varsity roster for game days, and you're allowed to carry up to 5 coaches. The thing that I kind of saw also, an athletic trainer counts as a coach for those games too. So you have to be kind of
hopefully your trainer has some coaching knowledge and that kind of stuff, I guess.
I've been asked by a lot of people to come help too.
Nice.
So that was a lot of the thing where I had to, first off, my brother's going to help too. I do know that Jessica Green, one of our science teachers, and then Miss Jen Morgan, our swim coach, and one of our history teachers is going to help also.
Sweet. That'll be certainly a lot of fun, no doubt about that. How do you balance, obviously new sport, you got to develop a lot of these girls into, full-blown flag football players. How do you balance the player development with the competitiveness?
So during my parent meetings on Thursday and Friday, I did explain parents, we're not going to judge the girls off if they can catch a ball just yet, because I do know it's going to be deer in the headlight situations. But I think the willingness to be coached, I think the excitement of a new program, I think they want to come out running. I think they want to be, a great football team. I think they got a chip on their shoulder for being new. Yep. So I think the excitement around it will actually help with the willingness to learn.
Well, I would assume if they're coming to try out, they want to learn and they want to get better at playing, football for sure, especially with the opportunities, now with the college scholarships and all that stuff. So you would hope that the willingness to learn and the competitiveness, you're going to get a lot of athletes out there that, play maybe other sports and have that competitive fire already. But I guess that, that'll come as you guys get going on the season, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're linking into track and field athletes. We're linking in with soccer athletes. We're linking in with basketball with the physicality of their sport.
Yep.
So I think with just the different characteristics of the girls, we're going to be able to find, who can block or not move their feet in the screen.
Yeah.
Who can change direction real fast. I think with all these other sports, I think it's already kind of geared them for football.
Absolutely. It's going to be, I'm just so excited about this. The opportunity, flag football is such a fun game to coach, play, be a part of in any way, shape, or form. So, I'm excited for you guys and the journey you're about to, kind of start here. Obviously, sports take money, and you guys have done a good job already raising some money. But if people want to help out, what can they do? Where can they go? Who do they need to reach out to?
So any of y'all can reach out to me or my brother. I can actually leave an email address with you.
Perfect.
Just trying to explain the atbay.k12.edu. That kind of gets a little
You can
outside of it, but
easily make some mistakes with trying to type that email address up.
yes, sir.
No doubt about it.
But we're excited. There's a lot of people. I know Texas Longhorns. They wanted to hit the ground running. I knew they actually understood that this was going to be a very popular sport coming in the future.
They do so much stuff for our community too. Texas Roadhouse is a fantastic local business that I think they won an award at the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce this past First Friday at the event, giving back to their community, kind of in the spirit of Paul, who used to be there, and unfortunately he passed away. But they do a great job supporting local businesses. So local athlete and teams and stuff. So kudos to them for always stepping up. So good to hear that they're getting involved as well. But again, if other people want to get involved, I'll get how you need to contact him. And again, any little bit helps, whether it's big, little, small, it all adds up to one big number, and you're helping out, some future potentially maybe college athletes, but girls that are taking the risk to jump into this new sport and go out there and have a lot of fun. Any other way that people can get out there and help? You guys think about doing concessions and stuff like that?
So we're, I know we talked to our basketball coach, Coach Wolf, over at Arnold, and he's told us the different ways of concession stands. And like I said, being a young head coach for this, navigating all that, we're going to lean on parents. I know with Roadhouse, they're going to do the peanut drive with us.
Nice.
That's actually a pretty cool thing. You buy a pack of peanuts, you get a free appetizer. We're going to do hot chocolates. It's going to be cold outside. So concession stand is something we actually looked really forward into. But we also thought about selling it to food trucks and stuff like that for certain games.
Gotcha. And then let some of their proceeds come back to the
Yes,
team
sir.
and all that stuff.
I also do know moving forward with all the other things too, we are going to lean into a booster club. I know a lot of realtors have helped with sponsorships. I think that last time I heard from it, I think Tropical Smoothie is going to help with pregame meals.
Smoothies.
So after this, I'm actually going to go look at more sponsorships to go help raise some money for our girls.
And once if you got a flyer or something that I can post on our
Yes,
page
sir, and
and
I'll
all
leave
that,
that with
I'll
you.
definitely help get the word out there for you, because we'd love to see you guys succeed. Love to see an opportunity for some girls to get out there and compete. No doubt about it. Last but not least, what would be if obviously I know you had a parents meeting the other night, but if any students want to try out for the team, what do they need to do?
So we've explained to the girls that FHSA has kind of moved to you have to have your clearance videos done now, and that you have to have a physical before you try out. So with health and safety concerns, we want to make sure those boxes are checked off and ready to rock and roll for those girls. And I know that we've got a good push already. I think the last number that we saw just between the interest meeting and now, between the 30 girls that are interested, we're somewhere between 13 and 15 already cleared for
Sweet.
Monday.
Good. So Monday's the tryouts. So I mean, if you're going to get your physical in, you probably need to get out there either this afternoon or tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Because it's all of a sudden it's Friday again, and Monday will be coming up quick. No doubt about that. Do they need to officially sign up to come to tryouts?
That's what the clearance thing is. So when they do it through FHSA or Clearinghouse, they have to click on flag football, and we'll get a roster that day of who's
perfect
going to show up.
Sounds good. So you really just need to do that, and then you guys will know that they're coming there on Monday. Certainly, you guys are potentially playing in it, or not potentially. You are playing in a little preseason tournament as well.
Yes, I'm very excited for this. The NFL, since the old play 60 days, they've moved over to girls flag football as well now, and they're working on essentially preseason classics. I know that the Jacksonville Jaguars reached out to us, and without hesitation, we said, I think this would be a cool experience.
At no cost to y'all?
No cost to us, just travel.
I'd love to hear that.
They're going to feed lunch. They're going to tour Everbank Stadium. They're going to the games are going to be hosted in 3 different areas. One in the practice facility, the indoor. Some games are going to be in the stadium itself, and then there's a smaller one that we actually got to walk through right before our game in St. Augustine. We had a little walk-through area.
Nice.
Amex building. It was nice.
Sweet. Well, that'll be. I mean, just going to do that will be a ton of fun for the girls that
Yes.
end up making the team and getting out there. I didn't ask this question. Are you going to have? I mean, you probably don't know it yet because you don't know who your team is made up of. Are you going to try to have a specific offense and a specific defense? Or are you going to have people crossing, playing both sides of the football?
I think with the athletes that we're going to get with the track girls and the soccer and basketball, I think we're going to be able to find 2 or 3 two-way players. It will be definitely a skill set of, changing direction, mirroring somebody. But I expect at least 2 or 3 girls that are up to the challenge of being two-way starters.
Sweet. That'll be it's one of those things because you want to get as many people in there, but too at the same time, at the end of the day, you're trying to win football games out there as well. So totally understand that. Obviously, both sides of the ball. Strategies we talked about. Just trying to think. I didn't want to miss anything because
Yes, sir.
I took some time. I guess my one question: what are the quarter length? You're actually playing 4
Yes, sir.
quarters. Talk about how long each quarters. How long the quarters are. Up at clock that stops or just a running clock.
So it's a running clock. The rule book even says expect for 48-minute games. So you get 2 12-minute quarters and then a 5-minute halftime and then 2 12-minute quarters.
Gotcha. So I mean, it's not a huge amount of time to that y'all are going to be out there, but certainly a fun, quick game. And then I'm sure there'll be 2-minute, maybe if they do. I don't know if they do 2-minute warnings or
I'm sure if it's any like other sport, Florida has built-in water breaks.
Yep.
With football, basketball, and soccer. So I'm sure we can expect those also.
Well, it's a nice time of year to be outside too. Obviously, the soccer season is kind of crazy down here in the winter when it's as cold as it can possibly be. But now, when the flag football season starts, you're coming out of the winter time. It's only going to get nicer as the season goes along. Games in the afternoon or games at night?
The games will be at 6.
Okay. So kind of that late evening, and the sun will continue to stay out a little bit later as the season goes on. So good time there to get out there and go out there and support. If you guys want to support the Arnold, and there's other flag football teams too, but obviously we're talking about Arnold here today. So if you want to support the team, help them get more stuff, get the travel stuff down, you can just reach out to either me. I'll get you in touch with Coach Esch, or just check out. Is there a Facebook page or anything like that yet?
So I know right now, with things going on, we haven't really focused on social medias yet. We're more face-to-face.
I'm sure you can probably task one of the team players to do, with how good these kids are nowadays with social media.
I know it will be ran by a booster club when it comes to social media presence.
Yep, awesome. And you guys, tell a little bit about your uniforms as well. You showed them to me before the show, and they're pretty darn cool.
So we're actually really excited for it. We took a little bit of traditional looks for both sides and expressed the royal blue and white on both aspects of it. But we're excited for our uniforms. We're going to take really good pride in those. I know that when it comes to the flags, a lot of the college teams are moving to the pop flags. But we wanted something that would stand out. Instead of the traditional yellow, we actually have logoed flags for this year.
Yeah, so they're really, really cool.
Yes.
The whole uniform concept is awesome. And you brought back, a logo that Arnold had that's not really used as much anymore.
Yeah, so being at Arnold for 6 years, I walked in the gym when I was touring the school and really young and moving into this area, and I saw the fin, and I was thinking that alternate logo would look really good on a white jersey. And I've tried to fight that for years with softball and football, and I finally got to express that logo on there. So
there you go. You got something you've been trying to get going for a while now on, and you've got 2 uniforms. You got a home and away uniform.
Yes, sir. When we actually started this program, they made it a major sport for us, and we were thinking, what are the different routes we could go? At one point, I was really considering reversible.
Yeah.
And I said that wouldn't be fair for a new season. We want to be, the old sayings, look good, feel good.
Yep. You want to come out with a bang.
Yeah, so we want to hit the ground running on everything. So we actually have now away jerseys and home jerseys. And I know a lot of teams took the T-shirt route, and I know a lot of teams explained us the different looks for it, but we actually settled on full game uniforms.
Yeah, they're sweet. I mean, that's just one of those things. That's the stuff that matters to the
Yes, sir.
the kids. How you look, the uniforms. That's why when you make the team, it makes it even more special. Which kudos to you and your brother for getting this going. Kudos to you for getting all these relationships built, building the schedule. I know it's a lot of hard work, and excited to see where the season goes for y'all. So again, thank you for jumping in and talking a little girls flag football. Real quick, I do want to mention Panhandle Credit Union. At Panhandle Credit Union, quality relationships is what they are all about. Whether it's donating to a community event, sponsoring your child's sports team, maybe the Arnold Marlins girls flag football team in the future, they are here in the community to help us out. Check out their great banking products, loans, savings, and checking accounts, mortgages, HELOCs, HELoans. Whatever your needs are, Panhandle Credit Union can handle it. Visit any branch location or head online at panhandlecu.org. And of course, American Charlie's. I'm going to re-mention our American Charlie's Athlete of the Week. We do that every week. It's a $50 gift card over there to American Charlie's, your favorite American restaurant, conveniently located in the shops at Edgewater next to Rocket Lanes and Firefly. They have great daily specials, private rooms available for parties, 15 TVs for all your college and NFL games, even though we're winding down here, unfortunately. My favorite thing about American Charlie's, military and first responder discounts every day. They're your all-American favorites, fried chicken, pot roast specials, wings, burgers, shrimp, all those American classic dishes. Can't make it in? Order off DoorDash anytime. Make Mondays great again. They have happy hour from 2 to 6 p.m. They now have their Early Eagle menu that's from 4 to 6 p.m. daily. You can check them out on Facebook at American Charlie's Grill and Tavern, or just go to AmericanCharlies.com. And as I mentioned on Tuesday, our American Charlie's Athlete of the Week was none other than, I think I pronounced it right on Tuesday, Atai Dahl. She's a freshman at Freeport High School on the girls basketball team. They won on January 13th. She scored 28 points, 15 rebounds, and had 13 blocks. She's the 6'8 freshman. She weighs 220 pounds and is a name you need to remember because she will be around for a while, likely playing at the next level. I mean, obviously, she's got some just genetic, I don't want to say luck, but genetic prowess there with, being 6'8 as a freshman. She's probably not even done growing yet there, but congratulations to her. I do need to find a way to get in touch with either the coach or her so I can mail her that gift card. If anybody watching knows a way to get in touch with the coach, please let me know. Do want to talk a little bit about the NFL Championship weekend coming up this weekend. But first, just a quick update on all the coaching hires that seem to continue each and every day. So far, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have hired a new offensive coordinator, Zach Robinson, and a new special teams coordinator, Danny Smith. They're bringing in some new guys there to kind of get the tough season last year in a very winnable division. And then the Chiefs brought back offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy. The Atlanta Falcons, as many people already know, hired Coach Kevin Stefanski, probably the only two-time Coach of the Year to ever get fired. They made Matt Ryan their president of football. Offensive coordinator is Tommy Rees, big-time quarterback there at Notre Dame back in the day. Los Angeles Chargers have officially hired former Miami Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel. I think that's a great hire for the Chargers. McDaniel's obviously had a lot of offensive success. Maybe he can help out, get those two offensive linemen back so the Chargers can have a little bit more time for Justin Herbert there. And much to my chagrin, but you knew it was going to happen, the Tennessee Titans hired head coach Robert Saleh. He's been our defensive coordinator twice. He had a tough run with the Jets. Didn't really, in my opinion, give him much of a shot to, bring the Jets back. But, and I hate to dog the Jets, but if you're a realistic fan, you kind of know. But it seems like just the Jets have always been, been very tough the last several years, maybe for a while since the Joe Namath era. Miami Dolphins have hired new head coach Jeff Hafley and general manager John Eric Sullivan. The Detroit Lions hired offensive coordinator Drew Petzing. He was the Cardinals OC for the past 3 seasons. And then it finally became official a few days ago, but it was in conjunction. They were just working out the details. New York Giants hired John Harbaugh to be their new head coach, obviously former Ravens head coach for a long time. One Super Bowl win and a lot of postseason appearances. Washington Commanders hired offensive coordinator David Blau, or that might be Bly. I forget how to pronounce that. And those are all your new hires, GM coordinators, and still a lot of open positions out there. Coach, what do you think about some of these new hires?
I'm actually really excited to see Robert Salah back at a head coaching job.
Yeah,
Um, being a Jets fan, I'm not one of the fork and pitchfork kind of guys.
yeah.
I don't like seeing people get run out of town, and I'm glad that he's getting a second chance in that role.
He's a great culture guy too.
He is. The team loved him. He spoke very well in interviews.
Yeah,
Just everything you wanted a head coach. He was, time management wise. He, like I said, everybody loved him. So I think I'm excited to see him back in that role.
your stadium partner, the New York Giants. What do you think about them hiring John Harbaugh? They seem to have a lot of pieces of players already in place, but they just couldn't get that head coach to get them to that next step. Obviously, they need to draft some positions and maybe make some trades or pick up some people in the offseason. What do you think about Harbaugh moving over there to the Giants?
I think he's got a lot of toys to play with. You got Jackson Dart, you've got Scatterboo, you've got Neighbors.
Yeah.
I think he's going to really enjoy that offensive side of the ball there. And looking at it on the Jets side, I think, it's about time to start taking notes by other teams.
Yeah.
Young quarterbacks. We're in the position of that coming up now with the draft. It's about time. We got a really good receiver in Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
We gave up Sauce Gardner to the Colts.
You got Brees Hall.
Yep.
You got the rookie from this year who's probably going to end up being a really good running back as well. Anderson, maybe?
Yes, Anderson. We also have Agent Zero, Brandon Allen.
Yep.
But right now it's about signing Brees back.
Yep.
If you want a young quarterback to succeed, especially with how Darnold's looking with the Seahawks, a run game and play action really helps develop those quarterbacks.
Absolutely. So important, these quarterbacks nowadays, with the new quarterbacks, especially who their head coach is. And I mean, you have to have, in this day and age in the NFL, in my opinion, you have to have a good offensive head coach that can really, mold your quarterback and give him the tools and the weapons he needs to be successful. Because as we've seen with, like you just mentioned, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones until he got hurt, Baker Mayfield, who threw some slight at Kevin Stefanski yesterday, I believe it was. These guys have kind of had a second career, so to speak, a reborn out there on the NFL side of things, and it's mainly because of that head coaching position. So you got to nail the head coach, you got to nail the quarterback, and then you got to build the pieces around him as well. Speaking of that stuff, we got the championships coming up this weekend. On the AFC side of things, we got the Patriots and the Broncos. Patriots keep getting dealt all these lucky things, like you could say. We talked about that at length on Tuesday. But what do you think? You think the Patriots, take down Jarrett Stidham and the Denver Broncos? New England is a 4.5-point favorite going into that game with a total of 42.5.
The only thing that gets me with that game is Jarrett Stidham has played in this league. He's
serviceable for sure.
He's serviceable, and Sean Payton's also his coach.
Yeah, the quarterback whisperer.
He's very creative.
Yep.
You saw that in the playoff game against the Bills. Was it who they play last? It wasn't the Bills last week, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was because that controversial interception/catch.
Yes. You saw him being very creative. I mean, 3 tight end set, sneaking a lineman out there.
A lot more 13 personnel in the league this year.
Yes. I think that's just trying to expand, not necessarily widen the field, but see how much you can play in the box.
Yep. Get that. And Broncos have a great run game too as well. And, statistically one of the best defenses in the league. So I think their defense can keep them in the game. And if Stidham can just not make any mistakes, I think they'll be okay. I think a lot of people are overlooking the fact that he's been in the league for a while. He was there with Tom Brady for a little bit. He had a little bit of success. I don't want to say success, but he did okay for the Raiders when he was there. So, he's been there all year. He knows the receivers. He knows the running backs. And obviously Sean Payton's probably flipped the switch and really given him everything he needs to do. Over to the other side, much to my chagrin, the other two NFC West foes facing off against each other in the NFC Championship, Rams and the Seahawks. I think this is going to be a heavyweight fight. Who do you think comes out on top?
When it comes out on top, it's really honestly, it was kind of the national championship. I think the first one to 21 wins when they score points. But you got really great defenses. Seattle shut out pretty much.
Yeah.
The San Francisco 49ers, and you're talking about the weapons.
Twice.
Yeah, week 18 and then in the playoffs.
Yep. Unfortunately.
So you got a really good defense there. So if the Rams can get lucky enough to score 21 points, I think they've got a shot.
The Rams have a lot better front four than the Niners did. So I feel like they can get pressure on Darnold at some point, if he starts getting hit and he starts having to be a little bit more mobile outside of the pocket, do you think that Rams front four verse and those guys, Fisk, can get some pressure on him. And he hasn't seen that kind of pressure now in a while. His last 2 games were against the Niners, and their front four was just so decimated they couldn't even get to him even close. So I think the Rams are the opposite of the Niners, where they'll be able to get a lot of pressure on Darnold, and hopefully he can rise to the challenge. But I mean, I don't know who to root for in this game. I think I'd rather see the Rams win, because the Seahawks have just beat us twice, and I know more Seahawks fans than I do Rams fans. There's just not a lot of Rams fans out there, so. But I would like to see the Rams win that game. Will they win? I don't know. Right now, Seattle's a 2.5-point favorite. That total is 46.5. I like what you said, though. First team to 21 is probably going to win that football game. I don't know if it'll be high scoring or low scoring, but it'll be. I think I'm more interested in that game than the AFC Championship, simply because what are the Rams going to do to affect that Seahawks offense, and vice versa? How are you going to slow down Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, all that stuff? Sure, it should be a great championship weekend. Both on Sunday. The first game is 2 p.m. That'll be on CBS, and then the afternoon championship will be at 5:30 p.m. on Fox. So enjoy those games. And then last but not least, I want to mention the games coming up tonight and tomorrow night. Just on the basketball side, because we've went over the soccer side already. Bozeman and Wewa Hitchka in boys basketball. Both teams have losing records. On girls basketball, you've got Sneads taking on the powerhouse Bluntstown, who's trying to go 17-2. Boys basketball, that's girls basketball. Boys basketball, Sneads and Bluntstown should be a tough one there for Sneads, who's 1-18. Bluntstown's 11-5. I guess Bluntstown not just in football, but both sides of basketball, as well as a great program. Chipley and Holmes County in girls basketball. Mosley and South Walton. That's over at South Walton. That's a big game for both teams in that one, as they're trying to push towards the the districts and then the state championship as well. And then last but not least, no, we already knew the Mosley girls are taking on Leon in the semifinal. And then tomorrow night, you got some more basketball games. Girls basketball, you got Arnold versus Mariana. You've got FAMU DRS versus Bluntstown. Bluntstown could be 18-2. By Saturday. That'd be pretty impressive. And then boys basketball, Bluntstown versus Liberty County. That should be a good matchup for sure. And then Bay and Rutherford in boys basketball. That'll be at Bay. Sneads at Bozeman in boys basketball. North Bay Haven, and then Mosley and Arnold in boys basketball as well. That should be a pretty good matchup. That'll be over there at Arnold. Mosley 14-7, Arnold 13-6. And then, of course, you've got probably some stuff coming up this weekend as well. You got Arnold and North Bay Haven at basketball on Saturday. That's boys basketball. Bay and Fort Walton Beach and boys basketball as well. Arnold and North Bay Haven girls basketball. Mosley and Childs and girls basketball. I'm pretty sure that rounds out the season. I could be wrong, but we'll talk a little bit more on Tuesday about the district tournaments coming up on the basketball side of things. Good luck to all the local soccer teams. Coach, thanks for coming in and talking a little girls flag football. Again, we'll put out some information on how you can help out, what you can do, and if you want to attend tryouts, make sure you get your clearance form done with the FHSAA. Appreciate you tuning in. Please subscribe to YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Check out all our podcast channels, Apple, Spotify, Audible, anywhere you consume your podcast. Go out and check it out. Again, we appreciate you listening to The Inside Drive, and we hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday.